Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to dive into a heartwarming journey as we explore the story of Diep and his efforts to build a home for his family. From the early morning labor to the support of friends and the strength of love, this is more than just about building walls. It's about creating a future. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Let's get started. The first light of dawn breaks, casting a soft golden glow over the small garden where Diep is picking bitter melons. Sweat glistens on his forehead as he works, the air filled with the sounds of birds and the gentle rustling of the wind. But inside him, there's a sense of urgency, a pressure building that he can't shake. The house, still unfinished, feels like a weight on his chest. Just as he ties the melons into his basket, his phone buzzes. It's Tieu. His voice crackles through, telling Diep that the palm leaves are ready for the roof. Diep stops, a flash of relief crossing his face, followed by a smile that seems to push through the worries clouding his mind. Such a good friend, he mutters, gratitude rising inside him. These simple palm leaves now symbolize something more: hope, friendship, and the promise of a future. He grabs his basket, hops onto his bike, and heads towards Tieu's place. With every petal, his thoughts begin to shape the house in his mind. A sturdy roof, one that will protect Huyen and Maya. Still, a little doubt lingers. The weather here is so unpredictable, and storms can come without warning. But his resolve hardens with every turn of the wheels. The leaves are more than just material for a roof. Each one represents a step closer to a safe home, a life built on hard work and love. The wind picks up, as if urging him to move faster. As he pictures Huyen's face, her steady gaze, a sense of calm washes over him. Today, he's not alone in this journey. He has Tieu by his side, and that makes all the difference. The road stretches out in front of him, dust swirling behind as Diep speeds along. The piles of palm leaves glint under the sun, and when he stops to collect them, his hands are rough with years of work, each grip a reminder of how far he's come. But there's more to do, and the pressure of the unfinished house weighs on him. He mutters to himself about the power shortage in the area, another obstacle to overcome, and how he needs to register a new electric line soon. His eyes drift to the horizon, where the dream of a new home is slowly taking form. That's when Huyen appears, her slender frame deceiving her strength. She offers to help him carry the leaves, but Diep refuses, his voice firm. "I've got this," he says. He doesn't want her to be burdened, though he can't help but appreciate her care. Each bundle of palm leaves feels like a reminder of why he has to keep going, why he has to stay strong, for Huyen, for Maya. The sun beats down, but Diep presses on, sweat soaking through his shirt. He thinks back to the old house, its leaking roof. The thought of Huyen and Maya living there, struggling every time it rained, makes his chest tighten. Huyen stands nearby, watching him, her gaze like a cool breeze that eases the weight on his shoulders. He tightens the ropes holding the leaves, pushing himself to work faster, to finish before the next storm hits. Every rustle of the palm leaves sounds like a whisper of encouragement. This isn't just hard work, it's a vow to his family, a promise of something better. He steals a glance at Huyen. In that quiet moment, their eyes meet. There's no need for words between them. They both know. They're not just building a house. They're building a life. One that will stand firm against whatever storms come their way. The road ahead may be long, but Dee's heart feels lighter with each petal, knowing that, with Huyen by his side, they're making something strong and lasting. The sun beats down relentlessly as Huyen works, compacting the earth with rhythmic strikes, each one as steady as her heartbeat. Nearby, Maya plays, her laughter like music, but Huyen's eyes never leave her. She's vigilant, protective, but there's a quiet strength in her presence. Day approaches, his hands caked with dirt, a heavy look in his eyes. He speaks, his voice low, telling her about the restless night he had, the fear that kept him awake. The old house, its roof, leaking with every rain, keeps him up, worrying about Huyen and Maya being stuck in it. The weight of it all presses down on him. Huyen pauses, looking up at him. Her eyes are soft, but there's something steady in them, a calm that steadies his anxious heart. "I know you're worried," she says, her voice a cool breeze, offering a sense of peace even in the midst of his storm. Day looks toward the empty plot of land, where their future house is rising, slowly but surely. That house, once completed, will protect them, will end his sleepless nights. Maya's voice suddenly calls out, her small voice breaking the moment. "Mom!" Huyen's attention snaps back to her daughter, warning her to be careful, to not slip. But when Dee looks at Huyen, he sees more than just concern for their daughter. He sees a quiet strength, unwavering faith. In that glance, a wordless promise passes between them. The house will be finished, and it will stand strong, protecting their family from the storms ahead. The sky may be clear now, but Dee knows the dark clouds are out there, waiting. He clenches his fists, resolve building inside him. No matter what comes, he will finish this house. They stand together in silence, side by side. The earth beneath their feet is solid, but the challenges ahead still loom large. And yet, they're not afraid. Dee feels it deep in his bones. This house is more than just bricks, palm leaves, and soil. It's where their love will flourish, a place of peace and safety, no matter what the weather might bring. They don't need to say anything more. Their bond speaks volumes. And in that moment, Day feels a sense of unity with Huyen, a quiet strength that is even more powerful than any storm. After a brief break, Day and Huyen sit together, catching their breath. Sweat drips down their faces, the sun still beating down relentlessly. But the air feels different now, charged, expectant. Dee turns to her, his voice quiet, sharing a personal worry, a call he had received from his ex-wife. The divorce is still unresolved, and Dee can't shake the feeling that the gossip will start soon. He feels as if he's hiding something, not being honest by Huyen's side. Huyen listens carefully, her eyes filled with understanding. She doesn't rush to respond, but when she does, her words are steady, simple. "As long as we're true," she says, her voice calm but strong. And in that moment, she dispels all his doubts. He feels a wave of relief, a burden shared between them. She shares her own story then, about her divorce, her freedom, and the unwavering love she feels for him. Her words are like a cool stream, washing away the scars of the past. Day takes her hand in his, and for the first time in a long while, he feels lighter. He dreams of the day when their new house is finished, a place where he, Huyen, and Maya will start their next chapter. The unfinished house behind them stands as a symbol of that future, a future that will be built on love and shared dreams, no matter how long it takes. The wind rustles the palm leaves nearby, as if offering blessings for what's to come. With a final glance at Huyen, Day feels a renewed sense of resolve. Whatever challenges come their way, whether storms or rumors, they will face them together. The clouds in the sky drift lazily, but the sunlight breaks through, warming their backs. They rise together, ready to resume their work, their bond stronger than ever. They are like two branches entwined, unbreakable. The earth beneath them holds the mark of their hard work, each step forward a testament to their shared dream. And even though the house isn't finished yet, it already feels like a sanctuary in their hearts. Dark clouds gather on the horizon, the wind picking up as the storm approaches. But Day doesn't stop. He ties the palm leaves to the bike with determination, sweat dripping down his face as the first raindrops begin to fall. Huyen watches him from nearby, worry in her eyes. "Dee, it's pouring. You'll get sick if you don't come inside," she calls, but he shakes his head. His hands move quickly, tying the leaves even faster as the rain picks up, the ground turning slick beneath him. He's too close now, too far along in this journey to stop. Just then, Tieu appears, his figure emerging through the rain, his smile as bright as ever. "Why didn't you call me?" he teases, his voice warm despite the downpour. Day looks up, surprised, and then a wide grin breaks across his face. The relief washes over him, and Tieu dives in, helping to stack the palm leaves, unaffected by the rain. Huyen watches them, her eyes filled with trust. The rain intensifies, but Tieu's presence is like a gust of wind, lifting the weight of the storm from Dee's shoulders. Dee thinks back to the morning's phone call with Tieu, how grateful he is for his friend's support. The same friend who cut the palm leaves days ago, now here, helping him in the rain. There's no need for words. Their unity is clear. Day turns to Tieu, his voice low but firm. "With you here, we'll finish today." The rain pours down in sheets, but in that moment, all that matters is the work ahead and the bond between them. The fields blur in the downpour, but the house, their house, feels closer than ever. The storm may rage, but the fire of determination burns bright within Dee. Fueled by friendship and love, he knows they'll make it through. Every drop of rain that hits the earth is just another challenge they will overcome together. The rain continues to pour, heavy and relentless. Day, Tieu, and Huyen are huddled under a small awning, the warmth of boiling yams filling the air. Maya sits nearby, happily munching on a yam, her giggles breaking through the storm. The scent of wet earth mixes with the steam, creating an oddly comforting atmosphere despite the weather. Huyen offers some of the yams to Tieu, but he waves it off with a grin. "I've got plans later," he says, and they all laugh. The moment feels warm, despite the cold, as their voices blend with the rhythm of the rain. Huyen mentions the palm leaves again, how sturdy and cool they are, but she's still concerned about the storms that often devastate central Vietnam. Diep nods, his eyes heavy with concern, but also hope. Once it's done, our home will stand strong, he says, the weight of his words clear. Maya chimes in, her excitement infectious. Our house is going to be beautiful. We'll have bunk beds and books. Her voice, full of hope and innocence, cuts through the gloom like sunlight breaking through the clouds. Hieu recalls a past storm, one where the leaves he cut were almost shredded by the wind, but they're still in time this time. Dee turns to Huyen, meeting her eyes. There's a silent vow between them, a promise that once the roof is finished, there will be no more leaks. The storm outside may be fierce, but inside their hearts, they know the house they're building will endure. The rain continues to fall, but in the small shelter of the awning, they're warm, safe, and surrounded by the love of family and friends. Hieu stands to leave, but before he goes, he promises to return. He leaves them with his warmth, both physical and emotional, like a light in the storm. Day takes Huyen's hand in his heart strong like the roots of an old tree. The storm outside is fierce, but in this moment, they are unshaken, standing together, ready to face whatever challenges come their way. The storm may rage, but they know their love and their home will weather any tempest. In this touching story, Dee embarks on a journey to build a new home for his family, working tirelessly with the help of his friend Hieu and his steadfast partner Huyen. Despite the challenges of unfinished construction, harsh weather, and personal struggles, Dee's determination never falters. With each palm leaf secured, he envisions a safe haven for his loved ones, one that will stand strong against any storm. As the rain pours and the road becomes harder, Dee's bond with Huyen and Hieu only grows stronger. But the journey is far from over. Will Dee's dream home stand the test of time? And what other obstacles will he face along the way? Stay tuned to discover the heartwarming twists ahead.